because I know what my intentions were, bro. Like I know who I am. I know what I wrote. I know why I wrote it.
Yes.
And I know what I meant by the things that I said. And like, you know, there was like a lot of people that flat out were like, "Oh, this guy's a racist."
So, we have Tom MacDonald here. What up, man?
What up, bro?
Once on camera, thank you for inviting me over and you know, chilling with me. It's been a pleasure. Now, this is just kind of like an interview of Tom MacDonald, because I feel like a lot of people have a lot of weird things to say about him, and this is going to be the kind of his side. So this is going to be a series of questions that I ask him. First question is, so you're originally from Canada, correct?
Yeah.
So tell the people how you started here in LA. How did you get here in Hollywood?
Yeah, so like we talked about it earlier, like essentially I was in Canada for a long time. Music scene out there is like super small. So I started off in this place called Edmonton, Alberta, which is sort of like in the prairies in Canada. And I just felt like I just wanted to be someplace bigger, and I had just like bigger goals and I felt like I could achieve in like that town and stuff. So
yeah.
I went from Edmonton to Vancouver, and again, like I just had aspirations for more. And it's not like that I outgrew the scene from a popularity standpoint or anything like that, but just like mentally,
yeah,
I was like outgrowing. Even though I hadn't reached my full potential in that place,
yeah,
I was like already like 10 years ahead of my own ability.
I totally understand.
Head.
Yeah,
you know, it's like putting like a plant in like a terrarium or something. It'll only grow like as big as that terrarium,
yes,
and then you move it out and it expands further. So like my whole thing was just like, even though I wasn't there yet with my popularity and my skill set and stuff like that, I just knew that like in order to realize my potential and in order to like sort of cultivate my skills and hone in my abilities, I had to like go to a place that wasn't a terrarium, that just allowed me to expand further.
Yeah.
So I went on tour through Europe like a few times, which was like super cool. Always like thought I might find someplace out there that felt like home, whether it was London or Paris or Amsterdam or whatever. And I found some like really cool places out there that I loved, but I just didn't catch the vibe, man. And then I came out to LA. I was here for 6 months. I just fell in love with it.
LA lifestyle, man.
That's it. Then, went back to Canada for a bit, and I was back and forth for like a few years until I just decided like, yo, okay, like I'm gonna go California full time. So
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into your music here. So your music, in my personal opinion, is one of the best music that I heard recently come out of this new generation of rappers.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
That
that means honestly, and I don't say that about a lot of people, and I mean that 100%. When it started taking off, was it WHITEBOY that like started like to actually like where it started catching fire and people was like, oh man, this Tom MacDonald dude, you know, is that where it started? Was it WHITEBOY itself?
A lot of people think that, but like it was actually like maybe like 2 videos before that. It was Dear Rappers was like the first one.
I seen that one on Facebook.
Yeah. And then it was Hell of It, and then it was WHITEBOY.
Okay.
So WHITEBOY like was the first one that caused like a largely like negative reaction. It was like the first, like I'd already broken like 1 million views on like a few different videos. Like,
so you had like a fan base at that point, but
right.
WHITEBOY kind of like brought in the new people to be like, okay, this is this dude.
Yeah, it was like Dear Rappers and Hell of It. That was like 1-2 million views, and then WHITEBOY hit Facebook and like it traveled certain channels, and that turned into like it's now at like 35 million.
Yeah, it's doing numbers.
Yeah, so it's like it was a big difference. So yeah, a lot of people did find me from WHITEBOY, but like everything really changed at Dear Rappers and Hell of It.
Okay, so that's dope, man. WHITEBOY hits the scene, man, and you start getting weird people, like people start taking your words and flipping them and you know, taking them out of what they originally were. How does that feel? Like you're sitting there, you're this rapper that's coming up, you're finally getting your name out there, and it's kind of negative. How does that, like, what do you do at that point? Like, what did you do? Like, how did you handle it? Because I would have freaked out, dude. I would have just started snapping at people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately, I ended up doing that with, like, records like This House and shit like that. But yeah.
That was like a classy, like, slap, though.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, I'll talk about, like, I'm out here on, like, Twitter, like, cussing people out.
Yeah, I feel you. Honestly, like, it's very hard to imagine, like, what being in that position is like unless you were actually in that position. And like I didn't have the option to just like come out swinging on Twitter because it was such a massive influx of people coming at me that like you would
you'll spend hours.
You would spend like 16-hour days for 3 weeks in order to like respond to all that stuff. And like there was like some bigger people, like way bigger people than me that were tweeting at me and stuff. So
really, wow, that is crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. So it was just like it was the first time in my life anything like that had ever happened. Yeah, it was like super frustrating that like because I know what my intentions were, bro. Like I know who I am. I know what I wrote. I know why I wrote it.
Yes.
And I know what I meant by the things that I said. And like, you know, there was like a lot of people that flat out were like, oh, this guy's a racist, this guy's like whatever, like he's ignorant, he's like insensitive, like whatever. Okay, like racist, no. Yeah. Like ignorant, who isn't at some point in their life, insensitive, sure. Like I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
Yeah.
You know
no, I told you I'm the same way. I'm very blunt. I'm gonna tell you how it is, and I feel like you're very like that in your music, but you can also switch it up in a way where it's like you can be this person where it's like super sensitive and you can say what you need to say in a different type of tone. It's just that people nowadays just take everything so wrong, man, and it's crazy, because which is why I wanted to sit down with you and really conversate with you, because now it's to the point where you say anything, people are like, man, fuck this guy. Like you can be like, dude, I love WWE, no, fuck you, I love AEW.
Which is it's fine, man. It's like it's a lot of fun, to be honest. And like I don't know, a lot of people have like the White Boy record twisted. They're like oh, this guy like wrote a song on behalf of like white people who feel like they're oppressed or something, and like it's like not that to me. Like if that's the way that you're like taking it, then like I think that says more about like the way that you feel about shit than I do, because like I didn't have any like burning desire in me to write a song about like the plight of the white man. Like I don't give a shit. Like I don't care. Like that song's not for white people. That song is for me, and I happen to be like a white male person. So like to me it was like when I dropped Dear Rappers and I dropped Hell of It, like a lot of people were like, yo, like this guy's attacking black rappers in his music and da-da-da-da-da, because I was talking shit about mumble rap and mainstream hip hop and the content of the music and da-da-da-da-da. And like my whole thing was like, yo, like I would never attack a rapper for being of like a particular color. Like what I did do was attack rappers of a particular content, and like just because like a bunch of those rappers are black doesn't mean I'm attacking black rappers. That's an insane conclusion to come to. So it was like, and that's why I wrote White Boy, because after whatever it was, 3 or 4 months and like tens of thousands of pieces of hate mail saying that like you're attacking black rappers and you're this and you're that and da 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 da, I was like you know, like I was like, okay, like if you really think that's the way it is, like, like you know, so
be it.
So after all the like the I never had any inkling like or desire to talk about race, period. But then after everybody started making it about that, yo, you're attacking black rappers, this, that, and the other, I was like, okay, cool. Like if this is what y'all want to talk about for forever, then, like, I can do that too. So check it out.
Yeah. So that happens. So
wait. And the worst part about it was not White Boy happens. the worst part about it was like your first question, how does that feel when all these people are like hating on you and stuff? Like, that wasn't like the worst part. It wasn't the people that opposed the message that were like, yo, F this guy, we don't like this guy. That didn't bug me. Like, go ahead, dude. I've like literally had people not like me my entire life. Like, I don't care. The worst part about it was the fucking like real like white supremacists and the real like Nazi type dudes and shit that exist in America. Like, it was those guys that heard that song and were like, yeah, like this is our rapper, like, and kind of championed White Boy as like their music. And that was the worst part for me. Like, like I wasn't sitting around on Facebook and Twitter blocking the people that were like hating on me. I was blocking like the guys that were championing this song for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
So that was the most fucked up part.
That's crazy. See, I didn't know any of that. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy because, like, for me, the message was just like, you know, this is where my point of view stays. Like, this is how I look at it through my eyes, and this is how I see, you know, what's going on. You know, that's how I took that song. You know, just like I take, you know, a lot of your songs. You know, I take it from your perspective. You know, I try to put myself in your shoes and see where you're coming from, just as you're trying to put yourself in my shoes to see where I'm coming from. And I think people kind of take that and just, I don't know, it might just be people just doing that on purpose, you know, just wanting someone to hate, you know.
Absolutely.